this lesson is basically for Cody. You guys are all going to learn from this, but it's too hard for me to teach from the ground, and my voice burns out, and I've had no voice for 2 days because I've been trying to convey where she's getting sticky on the backside of the second and the third. And we've been trying to nail down where is it that there's no push off and kind of forward motion of the feet, and why has that mistake been happening. So I know that I have free reign to pick Cody apart because she hates that I'm so nice, but being nice is always going to help you build confidence. Having someone scream at you may feel comfortable because that may be the household you were raised in. However, it won't help you make good progress. Cody wasn't yelled at as a child either. I should just clarify. But a lot of people have critiqued my style of teaching because I'm not going to get up in your face. But Cody is soft-spoken and she's very, very competitive. So that being said, it's been, Cody gets very, very small critiques from time to time. And now I found a big area for all of us to learn from, including myself. My worst habit is allowing my shoulders to get stiff in here and doing the exact body movement that Cody is doing. So I know where she learned this. And now we will unlearn it because this person is at fault for this. So let's check out FlowHawk, and I'm going to show you where you might be losing some forward motion. And when we lose forward motion, we lose time. So check it out. So this was really cool for me to watch and see. Cody is starting to branch out, and she's built a lot of confidence over the past 2 years, and she is ready to start branching out and riding other horses, which is a really big deal. So as she rides FlowHawk, I've done a lot of changes on FlowHawk, just trying to get him to relax his tail and go through the barrel pattern and just be really happy about his job. As you can see, I was so proud that he went through this barrel pattern so much more relaxed. He listened to her as she went through the barrel pattern, and she started to really understand her hand placement on a young horse, which was really, really cool. So here's what we're battling currently, that I will show you that I've kind of figured out a little bit. See how he hollows out his back and his head is straight? This is not any fault of Cody's. This right here just means that I need to go in and really work on asking for his nose all the way around the barrel. So if you see your horse, when you give them the cue to drop this inside hock, which he is doing, he just hasn't gotten that the rest of his body has got to get up under itself. So what he's doing is hollowing out his back and sticking his neck way out. When we get this to kind of come back around itself and him push the top of his tail down and bend his body around, that's when you're going to get to see this horse make some really fast turns. So here, he remains flat, and this is why we continue to bend these horses in practice. She gave him a great cue, plenty of a cue for him to come around this barrel and have some bend in his neck. While her cues weren't just perfectly timed, it was still give him ample opportunity to push his ribs out and not hollow his back out. So it's super important that I make these modifications for right here. Now, if you're seeing this as a jockey and you're seeing this horse's head go up, you're going to have to ride less close to your horse's neck. Everybody's going to tell you, keep your hand down. But the way around this moment and to work this out, especially when you're going slow, is to bring this arm out over the barrel just a little bit and shape your body a little bit more round. What I mean by that is you're going to have to put a little bit of weight into your left stirrup. You're going to have to move this arm toward the barrel and almost create a C with your body. I know it sounds crazy, but it's wild how if you can see how a colt will mimic how she gets a little stiff. And when we see her get a little stiff, he is going to mimic that because he's young. Boom, there. That moment where she leans back and just expects him to kind of come back under himself, because that's what a finished horse would do at my place. But when she gets stiff in that moment, that's when he gets stiff out here. So it's in that moment that you would kind of get up over your horse and look around the backside of the barrel instead of just prepping to throw your hand forward. I hope this makes sense because this is going to help you so much. So curving your body as if you were going to make a second turn around this barrel instead of just getting stiff. So let's watch it one more time. We're soft, boom. And right there is when the bracing starts. And that's when a lot of horses are going to step right out. So I thought that they both did so good. I'm so proud of this because you guys saw him be a pogo stick and jump all over the place as I was trying to get him to lope a little bit more smoothly and correctly. Now you can see that his tail has relaxed significantly. Let me just talk about this shape she's got to the first. This shape, this is what we're all hoping for. That shape where you can see just a couple of inches of his nose to the right and where she's at, I mean, that is really perfect. And let's look again at dropping the hand here, and it kind of drops down right there. And that's when your horse is going to elevate. So this arm has got to go out over top of the barrel, and I'll demonstrate after this because it's a little hard to know. But right when you kind of drop your hand straight down and pull really close to your body, I think it's because so many people have told us, like, get your hands low and don't pull too much and blah, blah, blah. So you know in this position that this horse needs your help, but you also don't want to be yelled at for pulling too much. So it's this sneaky kind of reaction that we have of like, I'm just going to pull down. And then they go up. Now, the release behind, like this right here, is the most perfect posture. If this hand would have just continued to come out over top of the barrel and the eyes would have just looked around as if you were going to make two turns, this would have been really, really smooth, especially on the backside. So going across the pin here, asking the body to just sit down, that hand up, that is beautiful. If you're going to be anywhere and this horse is trying to commit to the turn and just kind of sitting there and letting this horse have his head, as you saw in the first barrel, the arm came down. Here the arm is out in front. That's going to be a lot faster. But then here, what you can't see is the arm goes down again. The only way you can tell is the horse's head goes up and the head is already up looking up. So if you can start looking around the backside of the barrel and bringing that hand out over top of the barrel, that will get so much faster. So I haven't been able to communicate this from the ground in a lesson because it's all happening so fast. So this lesson is going to be really, really vital. You guys are going to see Cody's body position change so much after she sees this. So here, okay, so let me show you again and we'll slow it down. There. And it's right there that this horse's head's going to go up, and then his only choice is to step out. If this arm comes out over top of the barrel and the eyes look around the backside of the barrel as if you're going to turn again, this is going to become a lot faster. So let's watch, because I took him through in a little run last night. I ended up winning third in the 3D with some really tough horses. But let's look at it in slow motion. So my angle isn't as good as Cody's to the first, I will admit. So here, I had to ask just a little bit. I want you to notice that my arm is away from my body. And I feel like as barrel racers, we tell you not to do that. And then you end up not understanding why this horse is able to continue forward motion. Everything we want is to be forward. If you want to have a pretty barrel pattern, that's great. You're going to be stuck in a division that you're not happy with for the rest of your life. If you want to make fast runs, your body is going to get out of position. You're going to see girls raise their leg up to their eyeball to make it around the barrels. Things are going to happen in a barrel pattern that aren't so pretty if you want to move up in a division, just to let you know. So here he fights me just a little bit, but I want you to see, in order to get him to give me his nose toward that barrel just a little bit, I have to have my hand away from my body, just a touch, and out over top of this barrel. Again, this is the ugly side of getting faster. I won't always have to ride him like this, but similar to Cody, where my arm is straight and kind of up because I'm in just a little bit tight, again, right here, you see my hand go out and away from my body where I'm going to kind of look around this barrel. Let's see if we can see. It's out away from my body. My hand never goes down. So let's watch this run again. Again, tons of mistakes. I need to make up a full second. However, from where we started, this is going really well. This is a really nice horse. 4 years old, no exhibitions. He's never been to this inside pin. He's been to the outdoor pin here, or the covered arena, but not to this arena. And went in there and ran like a champ. And I changed his bridle to an O-ring, and I was so happy. Okay, so let me try to show you hand away from the body. It's going to look like this, like around. Your hand is literally kind of going to go around. That wanting your pinky to be the most leverage that makes contact with the bit. I hope that makes sense. But you want to go around and toward the barrel. Anytime that you come to here and do this, your horse is going to stop movement and the head's going to go up. So anytime that you can kind of push your way around the barrel with your hand going forward, that's going to keep your horse's feet moving forward. And then you just manipulate the nose on the back side of the barrel and their feet will come around. I know that that's a crazy way to say it, but I'm not on a horse right now and it's really hard to explain. The minute that you start tugging, you're going to see them go like this. So if you can tug forward, but keeping the feet moving forward and tugging like that, instead of like this where the feet cease movement, you're going to get a lot further. I hope that makes sense. I hope you love this lesson. Let me know.